All right, part two. Let me show you how I story ask using the story builder from Somos and how I use it in Seesaw with my third, fourth, and fifth graders. So Somos and Seesaw, part two. Hola. So this is the second video in part two of how I'm using Somos and Seesaw together for my third, fourth, and fifth grade. So I showed you in the previous videos how I establish meaning. That's the first step in one of the Somos units. And I showed you with unit one how I do mi diccionario in Seesaw and how I do the practice sentences. The comprendes is what I call it. So today I'm going to show you story. So let me explain what I do. I am face to face with my students as of right now, but that can change at any time. So I kind of do a hybrid thing of where I have a lot of technology, plus I'm floating this year because I can't use my room, so that helps. I do a lot of things digital, but then I still do some things that are face to face. So here's what I've been doing. I've been doing the actual story asking that's in the original Somos. So I tell the story, like story asking. I really enjoy that activity. I really love that. I'm a very theatrical kind of teacher, so I really enjoy that. But you don't have to do that. In fact, I love these new story builders that are a part of the digital Somos this year. Like I'm going to use them for now and for always. I love them so much. And they're low prep. And for those teachers out there, if you're teaching third, fourth, and fifth grade, there's a very good likelihood that you're teaching multiple grades and multiple preps. And so one thing that story asking does is it's incredibly labor intensive and mentally intensive. And if you're skipping to all these different curriculums, you might be telling 3 different stories in a day, and that's just really tiring. So the story builders kind of give you a support of content that is really, really good, that's personalized, that's engaging, compelling input. So I'm going to show you what I do today. So I'm going to show you what I do with the story builders. So I create a activity. Right now you see my third grade and the activities, and I have El Cuento Ridiculo, which is what I call the story builders. So you can see here I've created an activity. I'm going to show you the activity first, and then I'm going to show you how I built it in case you want to see the technical side of these things. So I'm just going to click on the picture right now so you can kind of see what I've done. So the first page is I have the link to the story builder. Now, when you pull up the story builder, well, you know what? That's technical. I'm not even going to get into it. Let me just show you what I got. Okay, so I have the instructions. Open the story by clicking the link until it opens. So I have to tell them that because sometimes they'll just click it and wait, and they got to click it so many times. Anyway, so I tell them, click this link until it opens and then follow the directions. So they're going to click on this. Okay, and that's going to take them to the story builder that I have from Somos. This is the digital story builder. You'll recognize this. Now, if you notice, I've got to go in and change the directions because right now it says, as you read, write down the story. I do not have them write down the stories. Third grade, fourth grade, and fifth grade. Maybe fifth grade's ready for that, but third grade is definitely not. I remember hearing from a third grade veteran teacher who told me that third graders have a really hard time copying things from another source. So like looking at another source and then writing what they see. That's really difficult for third grade. That's a developmental thing. So I do not have them write it down. So basically what I would change these instructions to are the first part. You continue the next slide. And then what I would do is I would get rid of all of this and just say something like, go through the story, create 2 or 3 stories. What do I tell them? Okay, I say, go through the story twice and then pick your favorite version. If you want to go through it more than twice, you can. Now, here's the deal. When I first introduced this, I've already gone through this story builder as a class, and I highly recommend you do that. First of all, it shows them technically how to navigate this Google Slides. Second, it's so stinking fun. Like to have them vote on which one, that's just super fun. Do it once, twice, 3 times, do it before. Now, what I really like to do is I like to do mi diccionario, the practice sentences, and rarely does that take up a whole class now that they know how to do it. And then I jump right into the story builder because it's comprehensible, and we do it a few times. And then the next class I might do the actual story ask where we're face to face and I'm doing the actual story asking, and then we come back to this. But that's just kind of up to you. Anyways, This is the activity that we've already done it as a class. I might have already done some story asking, and I might do it again depending on how I feel like the class is getting the vocabulary. Is it coming automatically when I ask them, or do they need more practice? Okay, so this is the independent activity. So I'll say go ahead and go through it a couple of times, at least twice. I make them do it at least twice, and then they can do it more. Okay, so what they're going to do is I teach them how to go through this. I teach them how to hit present so that the buttons work and that whole jazz. Okay, so then what they do is they go through all of that. Then they go back to Seesaw, because that was page 1. They did that. Page 2, I have instructions. Draw a picture of your favorite version of a story. Then record a message explaining your picture and your favorite version of the story. So basically, I have them draw me a picture from their favorite version of the story that they created, and then they record in Seesaw a picture. They record over their picture. Some kids like to type, and I'm totally okay with that. That's just, personal preference. They can either record the message or type a message telling me about their picture. Why did you draw this? So basically, you're having them summarize this story or pick a favorite scene, but then they have to explain why this is, like, where this fits in the story in their favorite version. So this kind of gives you a glimpse into how much they understood, because they can't do this without understanding the story a good bit. Okay, then after they do that, we go into more independent practice. So I go into Garbanzo. Garbanzo is a separate subscription from Somos, but it is from it's the same people. Saying it's Martina and it's all her stuff, and you'll recognize some of the things in there. And so I have them go in. Here's the link, and they've already set up an account. And here's the instructions. Log into Garbanzo. There are many assignments. What I do is I go into like the core 15, and I assign them all those core 15 that they can work on, because it's all those basic ones. And then I go into the units and actually will make a specific assignment that I want them to do. And so you'll see here, there will be many assignments. Complete Batman y la Zombie, which is directly using Unit 2. It's under Unit 2. And then they get to choose another one. So they are going to choose another one of those core 15. Okay. And then when you're done, you can do more of those assignments. So they can do more of those core 15, or they can go to the next step, which most of my 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders go to the next step, because the next step is Senior Woolly. So I have a subscription to Senior Woolly. And if you want to know how I use Senior Woolly kind of with elementary and what stories I choose and stuff, I've got a video about that you can go see. But I only allow so many stories for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. But they can go in there. I've taught them how to go in there. I've taught them their choices. I let them just have free reign. I don't assign them a nugget. I don't assign them a video. They just get to do whatever, because unless I'm teaching a song specifically, I just kind of let them have at it, because it's so compelling, and each kid loves different songs. Okay, so that is the actual activity that you see. So let's go through how I actually did this. Okay, so I'm going to click this for now. I'm going to go to look at all those I have to do. I know I'm behind looking at all of them. I have a student teacher this year, so that's very helpful. But anyways, okay, so what I do is hit add, and these all stay in my activities, so you can use them over and over again. So you'll see these activities. So you can see all the stuff that I'm doing. All right, so I hit create new activity. I put in El Cuento is it ID? Yeah. And so it's like, yeah, you've done this before. And then I put in here what it is, so it's just kind of tagging it for me. Okay, then remember the template is where the game changer is. Okay, and again, this is all Seesaw Plus. So if you don't have Seesaw Plus, you're not going to be able to do multiple pages. I think it's totally worth it. Okay, you can click any of those because it'll just go. All right, I want to give instructions, so I'm going to put my instructions here, and I don't remember what I said. What did I say? Click the link below until the story opens, or something. I don't remember what I said. And then follow the directions. Okay, so then I resize it. I'll put it up here. Maybe I did make it a different color to really matter. Okay, I lock it down. Remember, I like to lock things that they're not interacting with. And then I go over here to these 3 little dots and move myself over. I hit the little 3 little dots and I hit link because that's where I want to go. Okay, I'm going to go back to my story builder and I'm going to hit share, copy link. Okay, so I'm going down here. I hit share. Okay, I hit share. So I'm not showing anything. And I hit copy link. It's going to copy the link for me. Okay. And then I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to insert the link. I'm not going to insert it right now because I want to keep all websites kind of, I want to protect her copyrighted thing. So basically I would put in this website. So it's just going to be Google something or other, but I would hit copy paste. Okay. Does that make sense why I'm doing it that way? But I would normally hit copy paste. So I'm going to hit my thing. Okay. Now, here's where it gets a little nitpicky. I like things to look really nice. So you could totally leave it this way and the kids just click on this and it's going to take them. Obviously, it's not going to say google.com because you're going to copy the link from your actual story builder. I like things to look really nice. So I go into Canva. If you've not used Canva before, it's really awesome. And I've created these little things where it says unit 2, unit 3, whatever. And then I'll put in whatever unit it is. And I just, because I like things to look nice and I don't know why. So I have created this. I download that visual. So I go over here. Oh, there's download. And I download whichever page I needed. It's actually unit 2. So I only went page 2. So, and then done, download it. Oh, I didn't want it in a PDF. I want it as an image because Seesaw doesn't like PDFs. And it only do like 1 PDF or whatever. It really, Seesaw and PDFs do not play along. So I want it to be JPEG. And it's running kind of slow because I'm also recording. Page 2, done, download. Okay, so go back to Seesaw. Again, this is not a necessary step. I just like things to look super nice, so that's why I do it. Okay, I'm going to drag my image in there and see, I just feel like that looks nicer. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that link, I'm going to lock it down, and then I put this over top of it so that it looks nice, and then I lock it down, but you'll notice that the link's still there. They can still get to it. Okay, so that's my page 1. Page 2 is super easy because all I have to do is put on the directions. Okay, draw a picture of your favorite version of the story. Then record or type explaining, describing, I don't know. I don't remember what I put. You can go put what that is. Okay, let me resize so I can actually see. Describing the drawing and your favorite version of the story. Okay, there we go. I'm going to resize it so it's not quite so big. I make it this way so I know how I want it, and then I make it small. And then remember what I do? I lock it down because I don't want them to mess with it. Okay, that's page 2. Page 3, I do garbanzo. I like it to look nice, so I always change the background to a garbanzo color. Then I go to click link here, and it's just garbanzo.io because they have to log in under their stuff, so there's no point in getting like a special link. Just do garbanzo.io, and then they'll go in here and sign in. So I make that small, lock it down, and then I put my instructions here. So log into garbanzo. Complete. Oh, and I might say complete Batman and La Zombie in one of their assignment, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, I might say, you can do this and this and this and this. So I'm going to tell them what to do. Okay. I'm not going to write all those instructions because I can't remember what I put. Okay. Then I lock down the instructions. And then I add another page if I'm going to have them do something after that. And then I put the link there and the instructions there. When I'm all done with that, I click check yes. And it's attached this template to my activity. Okay, then you have anything notes or you want to do. Okay, hit save. It's now in your activity library, and you can assign it. So I'm going to hit assign. There's my classes. Notice you can hit schedule, which I really like. That's another Seesaw Plus thing. You can't do that with Seesaw free. But I'm going to assign it the day of, because a lot of times it'll send a notification by email or something to parents that you've put an activity. No, not to parents. To the kids, it might, and they might do it outside of class, and that's not really what you want to do, because you want them to do it in class with you so they know. Okay, so I would assign it. Oh, here. I'll assign it to my sample class. To you guys. I'll assign it to you guys. So, I assign. I'm going to assign it to my sample class. I'm going to schedule it for tomorrow at 11:10 a.m. I don't know. I hit check. Yes. Assign. I can do multiple kids. I can do edit the classes, and then I can see my assignment. Okay. And so that's ready for them to go. So that's how I do the story builder. Now, that's how I do after I've done the story builder in class. I highly recommend you do the story builder. You need to do the story builder with your class multiple times before you send them off to do this independent work. Okay, if you're doing asynchronous, I would do a Loom video of you doing the story builder and you making the choices and going through it, and then send them here. I would not send them here to do this independent work first off the bat, unless you're doing like a review and they already know the vocabulary, but you still need to show them how to go through Google Slides and how to do that. Okay, and so that is step 2 of story, using the story builder, which is the digital version of story, asking for the digital stuff. Okay, so I will be back for part 3, which is reading and some things like that. All right, hope this helps. Adios.